Hello my Organic Feast friends, I hope this finds you warm and cosy, because it's certainly not as we should in this current moment in time. There's a number of things I'd like to say to you all today. Number one, I'm a bit tired, so forgive me for that. There's probably no hiding some of those fatigue wrinkles as you age, I'm sure. I generally don't like to talk politics in these situations. I like to be somewhat apolitical. However, I want to get this off my chest because I'm a little bit frustrated by what I am exposed to in the media in terms of the vocal majority, I guess, in terms of the business community and voicing their displeasure in carbon pricing, the carbon tax. I am at least one business that I know of that is quite looking forward to the introduction of carbon pricing. There's always talk about business doesn't want it. I'm a business, I want it. I think we need to embrace it. It's the only way forward, so bring it on. I just need to get that off my chest. And look, if I could just quickly, this was just handed me today, it's a fairly current update on the Western Australian genetic modification debate. There's a lot of media apparently over there in WA regarding this issue, and it's pretty easy to see where things are going. Look, it's sunny here, and in some situations in Western Australia there is only 5 metres separating genetically modified and non-genetically modified crops as a buffer zone. With storms, rains in the past few months, some farmers believe that GM canola will have spread right across WA by now. In Western Victoria, GM canola has also contaminated a non-GM crop in the recent floods. The Shadow Minister of Agriculture in WA urges the government to step in and take action before close-knit rural communities break down as neighbours and friends are forced to take legal action against one another. It goes on to say there are calls for the organic industry to lift its tolerance level from zero and accept a small percentage of GM in their certified produce. However, with consumers stating quite clearly they will not accept any level of GM in their produce, this call could be seen as a bullying tactic. And I would have to concur, it's quite obvious the strategy of the GM companies. Pretty much it's just muddy the waters, really. Throw the seed out there. There's trials absolutely everywhere. There's been GM trials in the Maitland area, as far as I'm aware. Once it's out there, and I guess their strategy is once it's there, why fight it? Let's just lay down. I think I've made my point. Let's just move on to the vegetables. We might do the vegetables. There's a couple of highlights really at the moment. The cauliflowers, they're smaller heads because it is early, but these are biodynamically grown. They're from our preferred grower, and I'm here to tell you they're super sweet, they're absolutely delightful raw. Now if you're going to eat cauliflower raw, they've got to be good, and I can assure you the sweetness in these is first class. Now something else we haven't seen before, at least not in its genuine form. There was somebody selling these at Newcastle Farmers Market once upon a time, claiming he had organic purple carrots that weren't. These are the genuine article. These are certified organic purple carrots. They're only available by the bunch, but you can see they're quite healthy bunches. As you may be aware, purple carrots, at least in my understanding, predate the orange carrots, which were selectively bred. Purple carrots certainly higher in antioxidants. All the colour pigments, all the anthocyanins with the red colour pigment basically mean higher levels of antioxidants. The leafy greens are absolutely stunning at the moment. We've mentioned the bok choys, the pak choys, the English spinach, all of those things in recent weeks. This is choy sum. So many of you, if you're perhaps looking on the website and you've seen it listed there and wondered what it is, it's obviously a member of the choy family, and you use it very, very much the same way as you would use bok choy, pak choy, and those sorts of things. It's great chopped finely into salads or just very lightly braised in a stir fry. A couple of other highlights for this week. Really, the beans are absolutely brilliant. You can see they're shimmering there. They're absolutely crunchy and sweet. The Lebanese cucumbers, nice size and reasonably well priced for this time of year. They will start to climb though, so I would have my fill soon. Broccoli is our special for the week. Last week we had the Fujis on special. Many of you would have indulged. They're absolutely brilliant and super sweet now. Something I'd like to show you. You'll notice on the inside there that slight discoloration, a little bit of opaqueness there. These apples are so sweet. That's the sugars concentrated in and around the seed, and there's so much sugar in there that it starts to send the flesh from the white to the opaque. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with them other than they're too nice to eat, really. In apples, something else that is well worth trying. It's a bit of a one-off. We've bought a bin of Red Delicious. Now, it's not an apple I would generally cross the street for. However, I have to say these are absolutely brilliant. They're really, really, really sweet. They're nice and crunchy. And the best thing really is they're very good value. We've got 3 kilos at $8.99. Special in fruit this week. Nice sized pines at $4.95. They smell beautiful. Ozganics have added a couple of new sauces to their range. Spicy lamb tagine and lemon chicken. It is kiwi fruit time. Been talking with John, the grower. Now he tells me he has an absolutely massive crop on this year. So we're going to be doing our very, very best to help him get them off the vine and into your homes. Because it's a great crop, we don't want it to go to waste. So this is the year really, whether you've wanted to make kiwi fruit jam or any of those sorts of things. We'll try and come up with some interesting recipes for you as well. They're very good value. They're $4.50 for a bag of 10. Now, yesterday at the markets, Ben was appalled at the brutality I showed to the pomegranate. So Ben shared with me his more gentle approach. Essentially what he does, he likes to just cut the bottom somewhere up. So you just nick the bottom of the seeds. And the same from the top. And as he quite rightly pointed out, if you spin the pomegranate around, you'll see slightly defined sections. And so, with a sharp knife, you score those sections. Something like that. Now, I am doing this for the very first time live. I have not rehearsed, so this may or may not work, but essentially then it's just to pull apart. And, you know, I have to say, I've done a better job than Ben. Sorry, Ben. Mind you, the pomegranate he had to work with yesterday was probably not as compliant as mine. And look, you know, you've got nice easy access then, and you work your way around the pomegranate. And not a kernel was killed in the process. Not a bad way of doing it. I like my other method, whacking it on the back of their head in the bowl. You get a little bit of juice when you do it that way, but you just drink the juice. There's not a lot of kernels that are that damaged. You now have 3 options in terms of opening a pomegranate. We've shown you now 2. Another one on the website. Really, all that's left to do is to try them. And I think they're a stunning creature. And they are just so much fun to eat. Give them a go. So look, thank you for watching. I feel a lot more energised than when I did at the start of this video. You probably noticed the difference. We had a little moment in the middle there where we had a little bit of a belly laugh, and I think it got a little bit of flow in the body. So anyway, I apologise for not being elevated earlier. For those who missed last week, here is how we opened the pomegranate last week. Meanwhile, have a good week. And so I'll show you how I like to open pomegranate. Number 1, just try not to cut my hands off. It's a bit hard without actually having a surface to cut against. And of course what we're after are these little seeds in here. Now, the pomegranate seed or the juice does really stain, so it's probably best not doing it in a nice linen shirt like I'm currently wearing. You need a really nice heavy bladed knife, and essentially you just whack it on the back and keep turning. And after some time you start to get all of the seeds out. You can see we're making some progress. There's still some way to go there, but eventually you'll end up with A nice bowl full there. A little bit of pith, but that's quite easy to separate.